searching all the time, and I wait so long to make her mine. Oh, baby, ooh, yeah. Me feel so fine, and I know that she's in love with me. Oh, baby. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I love my girl, this girl like this. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah. I love this girl like this. Really need a kiss. Love,
You're with us on the Voice of Guyana. It is 14 hours 1 at this time. We bring you your lottery results from the Guyana Lottery Company. That's the Lucky 3 and Payday results.
A ticket a day could make you rich today.
Yeah. Just like magic.
Chances,
Possibilities.
you could be rich today.
Good afternoon to you players and welcome to our Lucky 3 and Payday presentation results. My name is Finda and I'm your hostess for this afternoon along with Sean. No draw is possible without the presence of our auditor. Meet Miss Pandey. She's representing Nizam Ali and Company. Let's begin.
Every day, every day, every day, every day is payday. Every Friday is super payday.
Qualifying tickets for a payday game must be dated Thursday, the 19th of September, 2019. Good luck. First up, 2. Followed by 6, 8, 3, and 11. Let's recap. 2, 6, 8, 3, and 11. Congratulations if you won. Purchase your super payday tickets in time for tomorrow, Friday the 20th of September 2019 to play at 14 hours. Up next is Finda with more results.
Lucky tree, lucky tree, lucky tree. Twice a day you can play and get lucky. A ticket a day can make you rich today.
This is your Lucky 3 afternoon draw. This is draw number 751. Let's play for Thursday the 19th of September 2019. Good luck. Here comes 5, followed by 4 and 7. Let's do a quick recap. 5, 4, 7. Congratulations if you won. Join us this evening with our daily lottery games. Goodbye for now.
Just like magic. Possibilities.
You could be rich today.
You're still with us on the Voice of Guyana. It's 14 hours 4. Welcome to a better world.
Some people say
away.
The Hero Caribbean Premier League is back and the playoffs are coming. More sixes, wickets, live music, entertainment, and the world's best cricketers. Get your tickets now to the playoff doubleheader on Sunday the 6th of October. 2 playoff games in one day with only 1 ticket needed to see the top 4 teams in action. Go to your local box office or visit cplc20.com for tickets and fixtures. Experience the biggest party in sport and see cricket laid louder at the CPL Playoffs.
Hey, come on fellas, last over, few more runs, I'm counting on it.
Hey man, switch to the football now, I get money on the match.
Goal! What's a goal?
A win! A win! I can't believe he scored that. But I taking the wife out for sure now.
Get your game on with iBet Supreme's all-new live sports betting. The best odds available on the market, giving you more ways to win. Game responsibly, must be 18 and over.
We're celebrating 60 with the fans, and bringing value home is priceless. Of course you get the best of both the worlds. Save money and time. It's the vibes. We got prices on the low. We got it. Bring your fam to the store. We got brand name items for your whole comment. We got what you need and more. It's happening in the store. Shop at Courts.
Plus, they're reporting success in Kenya too.
They use the same triple drug therapy there?
Says here, 7.1 billion people have been treated thus far in 66 countries.
Let me see the paper. With this strategy, Guyana is expected to achieve elimination of lymphatic filariasis within the shortest possible time frame, with the aim of concluding the mass drug administration among all exposed communities by 2020.
That's why they add in ivermectin. Now it's IDA.
But what's IDA?
Ivermectin, DEC, and albendazole. You can expect them moving around in communities again.
Well, at least we don't have to stress about filaria anymore.
So take your pills and prevent filaria.
Everyone should take the pills every year. A message from the Ministry of Public Health and PAHO, WHO.
Pringles are flavored from edge to edge with a classic taste and perfect crunch. And it's available in 3 flavors: original, cheddar cheese, and sour cream and onion. Inspire good times with friends with the classic Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. Distributed by Anson McCall Trading Limited.
With Superbet, you can enjoy the feeling of winning in every region across Guyana. But wait, there's more. When you are out of top-up, there is no need to worry. Your friends and family can now send their winnings to your account. Visit our website at superbet.gy or any location countrywide for more information. With Superbet, you're always a winner. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and older.
Discover the secret of
Chiffies!
Chiffies! Chiffies! Who's got the newest snacks?
Chiffies!
What snack sure to attract?
Chiffies!
What's that in your backpack?
Chiffies!
Time to get the party snack!
Chiffies!
Playtime, daytime, nighttime, anytime! It's Chiffies!
Distributed by Asmaka and available countrywide.
NCN thanks those sponsors who have come on board for our radio broadcast of the Hero Caribbean Premier League T20. Those sponsors are KFC, Builders Lumberyard, Guy Oil, Lenscraft Optical, KMP Project Management, Cummings Electrical, BM Sort Auto Sales, The Silvers Optical, Hot and Spicy Creole Corner, Regal Stationery, Mike's Pharmacy, LED Guyana, Guyana Post Office Corporation, Guyana Inverter Tech, and Guyana National Shipping. If you would like to join our list of sponsors, we invite you to call us on 231-8700 or 624-0251 today. NCN, giving you the best in sports. It's 14 hours 15. Welcome to A Better World for today, Thursday, September 19, 2019. I am your girl Ruthie. Will be keeping your company up until 15 hours 30 today, where we end things off by giving you Revival Crusaders, our broadcast. And before I continue, let me just say hoorah for Ga. Yes, Guyana Amazon Warriors won their 5th game last night. Amazing win. So let's start the show right. Well, I think I did already. Haha. So, but let's give you a life lesson for today. Today's life lesson reminds us that life is short, so enjoy it. Life is short, so enjoy it. I know, yes, we do love to, we love certain statements. It is that we really, really love to say, like, tomorrow is promised to no man. And we do talk about life is what we make it. So make it the best that you can, and this is kind of similar to it. Life is short, so enjoy it. As long
the Constitution in the actual form of the Constitution, but it still remains the law, you know, and that's one of the decisions the Lord Chief Justice made, that there are no laws on residency.
Okay, so certainly there is need to revisit
clarify the issues.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the news has come to hand that the chairman of the Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, has indicated that elections will be held come February, anytime after February of 2020. How do you greet the news?
Well, there's only one way I could greet that is by acceptance, because we've always been saying, and the President has been saying that we will obey the decisions of GCOM as we have done in relation to the decisions of the court. And I have said from the outset, there's the provision that said the government shall hold elections within 3 months. I've always said it was an absurdity, that the government cannot hold elections. It has to be GCOM, which under the Constitution, excuse me, they have the sole remit in the conduct of elections and, of course, national registration. And they're not, under Article 226(6), they're not subject to the control or direction of any authority or anyone in the conduct of their remit. So they're completely independent. No one could tell them what to do, etc. And the CCJ also ruled that they would not interfere with them in the execution of their constitutional imperatives. So, you know, everything is very clear. So GCOM says it's February. It's February. But of course, you know, I have appealed that part of the ruling by the Lord Chief Justice that you can't remove names from the list. And that's before the Court of Appeal. At the time of that decision, the Court of Appeal had just entered into its normal recess, annual recess. It should be out by October 1st. But we have prepared a summons to ask for a stay of that aspect of the decision. But of course, the history in these cases with the courts have been reluctant to grant stays and have instead went on to hear the substantive matter in a very expeditious manner. And whether they grant us a stay or they proceed to hear it expeditiously, we are guided by the courts.
Okay, but you prepared to go through with it?
Yeah, we will file that by tomorrow, and so we will be ready to represent on that issue. We're confident that you cannot for sure merge the list.
Okay.
You know, because what GCOM embarked upon and what the Lord Chief Justice said is constitutional and lawful is the house-to-house registration under the National Registration Act, Chapter 1908, which the long title of which provides that it's an act to establish the NRR, National Register of Registrants. Okay. So once that is completed, there was an Amendment Act number 31, I think, of 2007. In Section 9 of that act, it says that register that will be created, a new central register and the database created. Upon that database, you will perform continuous registration. So it doesn't speak of adding any other list or merging the new register with any other register, etc. So basically, once the new register is established, it replaces the old register. So we're not engaged in removing names from lists and all of that.
Okay. Minister, twice you pointed to institutional memory and the way things have been done. Do you think of the lawyers and the magistrates that we have, those who under whose purview, those who fall under your purview, do you think they are looking back at cases enough? Do you think they are looking back at our history enough so that they can be better informed when it comes to decision making?
Well, look, at the level that we're dealing at, I must say that is being done because what is happening is that there's an approach to interpreting the Constitution and I suppose other general legislation that is called a purposive method, where you actually look and see what were the considerations attending the passage of a particular piece of legislation or provision. And in doing that, you will recall in the Cedric Richardson case, the CCJ asked for certain records like the Hudmonson Accord, the St. Lucia's Statement, and the Constitutional Reform Report. And they have used that in that, and they've also used it in a no confidence motion in the regard in which they said that the method followed in appointing Justice Patterson was flawed, but the president had followed the exact provisions in the Constitution. But by applying the purposive method and looking at the Constitutional Reform Report, what was said, what was the thinking of the framers at that time, they concluded that they were moving from unilateralism to consensualism, right? And they were moving from, and so that they found that the unilateral appointment, which was done under the proviso to Article 161, they found that it was flawed. And so in this case, we have found also in the Constitutional Reform Report the thinking which said that only Guyanese resident in Guyana should vote. And that was a decision out of 21 persons, a majority of 18. I think 2 abstained. So these things are, the courts have been doing that. I think the courts have been doing a good job, the judges and the level of, you could have some mistakes at magisterial level, but look, the Chancellor's decision in the Court of Appeal was referred to by the CCJ in when the no confidence motions reached there, and the Chief Justice referred to the Chancellor's reasoning on the question of an interim or caretaker government, which he had relied on the Canadian constitutional expert Peter Hogg, and so that's what we were following.
Okay, so you're satisfied that generally they are working as
yes, they have the competence. We have to ensure that they have all the amenities, though, you know, to equip them. It's a lot of work. We need more judges too. And the Chancellor and the Chief Justice, they have been working, you know, they've established new courts. And so a very good thing is that in the capital towns that were established by the President, we actually have courts established there which give the residents greater access to justice. Because in those hinterland areas, you only had court once every quarter, every 3 months. So if somebody is placed on bail, they either stay up there, which is hardly likely, or they send them to Georgetown. And in one instance, there was a gentleman named John who was discovered to have been languishing there for 9 years without trial. So now that they have these courts introduced in Lethem and the other capital towns that have been created, they have more sittings of the court in a weekly manner, so that lawyers in fact could actually attend these courts knowing that you have a 3-4 days of sitting. And so that has greatly improved access to justice. If you wanted a divorce in Lethem and you need to get a lawyer's letter written, you had to fly to Georgetown. So, these courts are obviating the necessity of reducing stress and strain on the population in those areas.
Okay, so in terms of governance in a general sense, we are doing a whole lot better.
Yes, we have. We are. There's greater access to justice now. We are actually providing, we're looking at providing legal aid in all those areas too. I have an IDB project, and that's a component of it, the provision of legal aid, and that is related to reducing overcrowding in our prisons.
And that certainly must be good news for our hinterland and other areas that legal aid will be coming.
Yes.
Okay. Perhaps now we can turn our attention to the law school. And we know, yes, this is your baby. And recently some lawyers have been granted scholarships. Another plus. Yeah, your thoughts.
Well,
and
look,
where are we in
The Joseph Haynes Law School is the cabinet's baby. I would have raised it when I took over. There were no scholarships. The economic costs were not being paid for students, and so students had to undertake the expense, and it was very expensive. Right now, the economic cost situation in terms of tuition fees would be $101,000 Trinidad dollars. It's probably gone up. That's roughly about $3 to $4 million, I think. And that's only tuition. They still have to have accommodation and meals and transportation and books. So it's very it's very onerous for those who really can't afford it. And we have been hearing horror stories about them. So one of the first things I try to do was since the law wasn't a priority, was to persuade cabinet to pay at least 35% of the economic costs. And I had that for 3 years. And then this year, I went to cabinet to get the 4th year, 2019 to 2020. But unfortunately, for the year 2018-2019, the monies were not remitted to UNIN due to the incompetency of the relevant staff and so on there. And so we had those students complaining, and they were obviously looking forward to that kind of assistance. But the president has announced that education would be the primary focus, certainly with the advent of oil and gas revenue. And of course, that we will return to the constitutional imperative of providing free education from nursery to university. The university level was discontinued by the last government. And so he has announced that we will comply with the Constitution. And in that regard, every facet, I suppose, will have to have some access, so law couldn't be left out any longer. So some scholarships have been awarded. And of course, we have this problem of 25 law students that we are limited to, whilst the UE students, they turn out over 250 annually, and Jamaica, they're doing the same thing. So I'm not sure why they're curtailing us. But only recently, I sent a representative up to the CLE conference about 2 weeks ago. I was in Miami for a CFATF conference and the hurricane and all that, so there's no way I could have made it down there. So I asked the Chief Parliamentary Council to attend. And he was telling me they made something arrangement for 1 year or whatever. But after I'm briefed by him, I had addressed that as I'm doing many things. We will have to have a law school. I don't think that we would be the center really of this region, and we will need to have some role in developing our laws to suit our situation. We have announced a Green State strategy. We'll have to have lawyers.
That's the 2040 vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to have lawyers in that area with respect to the Green State energy development, sustainable energy, and those other things. And of course, in oil and gas, we need to have our lawyers too. And that's a very wide area. You have laws in terms of accounting, logistics, drafting. The laws are very important too. So we have to develop capacity in 2 brand new areas of transformative areas of development that our government has announced.
All right. Is any priority going to be given to trade when it comes to developing, new laws? Because we are definitely going to be having an increase in trade in a general sense.
Well, we know we'll have to sell our oil products and whatever downstream, but the whole question that's related to manufacturing, and that's where the private sector, the chambers of commerce, and these things will come into play. Basically, we had said that the private sector would be the engine of growth, and some people criticize our private sector in terms of not doing any manufacturing, but they are basically trading, and so we'll have to look at it, encourage them to look more to their remit and what is expected of them. We have so many things, raw materials here, that they really should have had a thriving manufacturing industry in Guyana, and we try to urge them away from the political arena and look at the more productive aspect of their remit.
Okay. So, Minister, you were recently, and this has to do with the financial aspect now, the CFAT conference. Can we have an update? Where are we?
Well, of course, when we took office, we were blacklisted both by FATF and CFATF. Within a year, we were able to leave that position, and right now we preparing for the 4th round of mutual evaluation. It was first scheduled for 2020. It's now 2023, and we have to prepare the entire country, because the last thing you'll want to do at this time is to get blacklisted. And Trinidad used to be the leading oil power in the region, and everything happened at the same time with the oil prices with them. Then they are blacklisted, and then they were blacklisted by EU. So it's not an easy thing. So prevention is better than cure. So what I'm doing is try to prepare all the areas, which is virtually the entire economy, to conform with the FATF recommendations and immediate outcomes.
Which might be priority areas here?
Well, to determine priority areas, we had to do a national risk assessment. We did one using the World Bank tool, but now we have to do another one in time for before our evaluation in 2023. So we're in the process of developing a new national risk assessment, and we also have to develop a strategy to deal with the sector.
Okay.
So that's where we are now.
All right, Minister of Legal Affairs, let's go back now to looking at the elections. The CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, had ruled that September 18 was the timeline given. And now that...
They had?
Well,
that's not accurate. That's propaganda by the opposition.
Okay. Well, perhaps they had pointed in that direction. Maybe we
No, they
didn't. Okay, well...
That was a consequential order that was sought by the leader of the opposition, that the elections be held no later than the 18th of September, that the court fixes a date for that election into earlier, that they should use the list of 30th of April 2019 to be the register for elections, and also that cabinet and the president should resign. All of those things were sought by the lawyers for the leader of the opposition at the CCJ, and the CCJ refused all. So they said they would not interfere, they wouldn't make coercive orders against the constitutional actors, that is the President, Parliament, GCOM. And so we, I believe it's gross disrespect for the CCJ. They've always been attacking them and cursing them out. For them to actually come and misrepresent the judgment of the CCJ. They actually went back to the first instance court in Guyana.